Despite the tragic death of Ashlee Jenae and all the chaos swirling around this case, who's guilty, who's innocent, who even knows at this point? Hold up, because not everyone is throwing her under the bus. Some people are actually riding hard for her. And girl, the ones showing up the loudest, they're swirlers. And listen to this. There's one in particular blowing up online right now, going absolutely viral, and she is defending Ashlee Jenae on every single level imaginable.
Has passed on and just talk about what has happened. They'll categorize it into a specific, it's crazy. I love what I love. I still love my white man. I'll always choose a white man over a black man every day. Every day. So it's not a color thing. It's evil mentality. It's people that are being evil. If someone wakes up today and chooses to kill his fiance, it's not a color thing. It's an individual thing. All right, not choosing a black or a white man. A black man can also kill his wife. How many is uncountable? So let's be guided and just leave the black interracial ladies that chooses to be with a white man alone. We love our white man.
She comes out the gate talking about how she loves white men and plans to keep right on dating white men. Okay, we hear you. She's out here saying white men are good, white men are great, white men this, white men that. So according to her logic, there's absolutely no reason a woman shouldn't be choosing them. But then, hold up, she takes it a step further and says she will always choose a white man over a black man and has the nerve to say it's not about color. Girl, you just said you'd pick a white man over a black man every single time. How is that not about color? And yes, technically, a black man can also kill his wife. She made that point too. But that's beside the point here, because in Ashlee Jenae's case, a black man is not the one accused of killing her. We still don't have confirmed answers on who did it, but the allegations are pointing in a very specific direction that has nothing to do with her argument. And that's exactly where my issue begins, and it's simple. Listen, interracial dating is real, it's common, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I personally know people who have never dated within their own race. I'm from Sacramento, California, and at one point our city held the title of the largest interracial dating city by percentage in the entire United States. That was a well-known fact, not up for debate. But here's where it gets problematic. If you're a black woman or an African woman entering a relationship with a white man, and that white man knows this is your fixed position, you are walking into that relationship already losing. The moment he understands that you've publicly rejected black man and said so out loud, that man, consciously or not, now holds leverage over you. And you won't believe this, but you don't even have to be a bad person to use leverage. Good people, bad people, Christians, Muslims, Catholics, atheists, it does not matter. People use leverage when they have it. That's just human nature. It's what we do. Animals use it, humans use it. It is deeply wired into how we operate. So when you go public with that kind of statement, you are handing someone a weapon and hoping they never use it. And this is the fatal mistake a lot of black people make when they date interracially. They sit across from their partner and voluntarily air out every grievance they have about their own community. You are literally empowering the person you're with to create a power imbalance right there at the foundation. You're not entering that relationship free of racial dynamics. You are walking in loaded with racialized amplification, whether you realize it or not. Because what you're really communicating is, I want you because you're white, not because you're a great person, not because we're compatible, not because of who you are at your core. And on the flip side, you're sending the message that blackness alone disqualifies someone, that because someone is black, they cannot be a good man, cannot be a good woman, cannot be anything worthy. And that's where we're stopping, because there's a whole second part to this, and trust me, it only gets deeper.
Are not coming out to say, oh, this black women that always go for the white man, serves them right. They ignore us, the black men, and they're going after white men. That's such a poor mentality. For me, in particular, I'm not going out. I didn't get married to a black man or dating a black man. Not because I don't find them attractive, but because I don't feel safe with a black man. And be honest, I'm not really attracted to a black man. If a black man asks me out, I'm happy to pass the person on to a friend instead of going with the person, because I'm not really attracted to a black man. I feel I easily fall in love with a white man. I easily feel safe. I feel seen. I feel loved the right way with a white man. So when things like this happen, it's such a poor mentality that people come.
Because in the Pan-African community, we absolutely recognize that you may not be able to be racist in the systemic sense, but you can 100% be prejudiced. And more importantly, that mindset makes you a self-hater, period. She then says she doesn't feel safe around black men, and on top of that, claims it's not even about attraction, even though in the same breath she admits she's simply not attracted to black men at all. She is so far into her preference for white men that if a black man even approaches her, she will literally redirect him to one of her friends like he's an inconvenience at her front door. Hold up though, because now we have a photo, an actual photo of a white man she is allegedly in a relationship with, and this changes the entire conversation. Here is this man sitting right next to her, and I want to be clear that I am alleging this is a romantic partner based on what we know, and listen to this. If the allegation is correct, this man appears to be at minimum in his late 60s, possibly pushing early 70s. So when you sit here and tell me you are simply more physically attracted to this particular white man over any black man in your own age range, I'm gonna have to respectfully and completely disagree with that narrative. You won't believe what this man is wearing though. A sharp red tie, and anybody who knows anything knows that a red tie typically signals power, status, and authority. This is not a love story, this is a transaction, and the evidence is sitting right there in the photo. You are younger, you are beautiful, he is significantly older, and what you have agreed to is not just a racial power imbalance, but a full financial power imbalance stacked right on top of it. You have zero leverage in this dynamic, not racially, not financially, not in any direction. So instead of dressing it up, why not just tell the truth? That the real draw is older white men with resources who are more willing to open their wallets. This is literally no different than the situation with Ashlee Jenae and Joe McCann, the only distinction being that Ashlee and Joe were somewhat closer in age, with him at 45 and her at 31, but the blueprint is identical. Let me align myself with a more financially established white man because the narrative says black men don't invest their money the same way. And just when you think she's said enough, she concludes with this.
So poor. It's such a poor mentality that every time things like that happen involving a popular person or a public figure, everyone jumps on it and ignore the fact that somebody just passed away. Regardless of whatever everyone thinks they have to say about it, it's not going to bring back the fact that this young aspiring lady has gone. And the painful part is this black men now, African men, black men in particular.
Let's talk about the crime, not about the fact that she's gone, regardless of race. And the second I heard that, I said to myself, this is textbook swirler behavior, right on schedule. This is nothing but a classic goalpost move. Redirect the conversation, change the subject, keep people from focusing on what actually matters. But let's be clear, nobody here is disputing that Ashlee Jenae was absolutely a public figure. That part is not up for debate. However, when you willingly log onto Instagram and put your entire relationship on display for the world to see, stunting on people because you landed yourself a rich white man and you want everybody to know it, then when things go left, you don't get to suddenly be shocked that people are talking. You made it public. That's the bottom line. She is the one who chose to put that relationship in the streets. Had she kept it private, I wouldn't have known, you wouldn't have known, none of us would have known a single thing about it. And listen, there are plenty of women in interracial relationships who keep their business completely locked down. You would be surprised. There is a whole line of women, black, white, whatever, who refuse to let anyone know who they're dating because they value their privacy above everything. Most people actually prefer to live quietly. I don't care if you label them hood, ghetto, whatever. A lot of people just want peace without a spotlight on their personal life. Wealthy people do it, regular people do it. Keeping your relationship private is actually the smarter, more powerful move. So ask yourself, What kind of person needs the whole world to know they're dealing with zaddy? That's somebody who wants to wave it in people's faces and say, look what I got. And that's fine until you don't have it anymore, until something goes terribly wrong and now all of a sudden you want to pull the curtain closed and act like none of it was ever public. And what I find fascinating, because I've done a whole video on this, is that you see all these women out here fighting tooth and nail to be with these white men, defending them, posting them, riding for them publicly. But you won't believe this. Where are those same white men showing up to defend these black and African women? Because I'm looking and I'm not seeing it. Look at Ashlee Jenae's Instagram. She's posting Joe McCann constantly, putting him on a pedestal for the world to see. But pull up Joe McCann's page, girl, he is not posting her. And why would he? Because the leverage imbalance already told him he didn't have to. He's white zaddy. He's the prize in his own mind. He already knows you're going to do the work of promoting him to your whole friend group. That's the dynamic. He sits back and you perform. And again, I need somebody to explain to me where all these white men are who claim they love black women so much, because they are mighty quiet right now. And I'll tell you exactly why. When you already have something locked down, you don't need to put in effort to keep it. It's the same reason the Democratic Party stopped showing up with real solutions for the black community, because they already knew the votes were secured. These white men already know they've got you. You're not going anywhere. You're the ones out here fighting to stay in the situation while they simply exist in it. And here's what a lot of black women refuse to acknowledge. Most white men who date black women have options and they know how to pivot fast. White men are not naive. They are not sitting around waiting. A white man can get on a plane to the Dominican Republic tomorrow. He can fly to Colombia and find himself an Afro-Latina without blinking. White men deal with darker Latinas. They deal with Latinas across the board, and they love them just as much. There are just as many white men in the Dominican Republic as there are in Nairobi, Kenya. They have absolutely no problem going anywhere in the world and finding what they're looking for. Y'all out here thinking these white men are exclusively into black women, and that is simply not the reality. Some are, yes, but a large portion of white men have extremely versatile taste that does not begin and end with y'all. And just like many black men who love black women would still find it hard to turn down a beautiful thick Latina, a thick Asian, or a gorgeous white woman, listen, attraction is wide and options are real. So deep down, y'all already know, if you don't bring something solid to the table, that white man is going to walk and somebody else is ready and willing to step right in. And contrary to what people want to believe, black men are actually sex symbols globally. But we come in at number 2 worldwide. White men hold the number 1 spot. That means on a level playing field, the average white man can replace a woman far more easily than the average black man can. And if that white man has money on top of it, it's over. So go ahead and virtue signal all day long.